Happy Sabbath. Well, you can do better than that. Happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath.
My name is David Anthony Johnson. We are here to celebrate Black history. And my focus is on a man who preached his own funeral, his own eulogy. You may say to yourself, well, David, you must not understand that when you're dead, you can't preach. But he preached his own funeral. On February 3rd, 1968, Martin Luther King was preaching at his home church, the Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, about the drum major instinct, about being humble, about serving, and that the keys to the kingdom is to honor God by serving your brothers and your sisters. And towards the end of the sermon, 2 months before his assassination, February 4th, actually, 1968, he started, during that sermon, the drum major instinct, he started to talk about his own death because he knew death was coming. So that part of the sermon, they recorded. 2 months and 5 days later, at the funeral in Atlanta, Georgia, they played it. Thus, the term, he preached his own funeral. And if you want to know how it went on that day, February 4th, 1968, it went a little bit like this. You know, I guess we all think realistically about that day when we will be victimized at what is life's final common denominator. And that's something we call death. Every now and then I think about my own death, my own funeral. But I don't think of it in a morbid sense. But every now and then I ask myself, what is it that I would once say? And I'll leave the word with you this morning. If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. Every now and then I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That is important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school. Oh, but I'd like somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I'd like for somebody to say that I tried to be right on the war question. I'd like for somebody to say that I did try to feed the hungry. I'd like for somebody to say that I did try in my life to clothe those who were naked. I'd like for somebody to say on that day that I did try to visit those who were in prison. I'd like for somebody to say on that day that I tried to love and serve humanity. Oh yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice, that I was a drum major for peace, that I was a drum major for righteousness, and all of the other shallow things would not matter. I won't have any money to leave behind. I won't have none of the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind. I just want to leave a committed life behind. Oh, and that's all I want to say. If I can help somebody, if I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or song, if I could show somebody he's traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. Oh, if I could do my duty as a Christian, bring salvation
to a world once wrought, if I could spread the message as the Master taught, then my living will not be in vain. Yes, Jesus, I want to be on your right or your best side. Not for any selfish reason. Want to be on your right or your best side, not in terms of some political kingdom or ambition. I just want to be there in love and in justice and in commitment to others, that we may make of this old world a new world. God bless you.